Hi, my name is Teresa Sweet. I'm named plaintiff in Sweet v. Cardona. I'm here mostly to address members of the public who are watching because there are things that you all deserve to know about this committee, and I feel it's fair that I should scorch a little earth. Despite having taken part in federally mediated interest-based bargaining in the past, and despite having the endorsement of more than 1,500 members of the public, DOE did not see fit to grant myself or anyone else a seat at the table to represent borrowers' defense to repayment. Claiming long-standing department policy not to seat individuals who are named in plaintiffs in active litigation against DOE, 2 additional and very well-versed BDTR advocates were also nominated and then voted down. DOE's claim about named plaintiffs does not hold up to scrutiny. I think it's important to acknowledge that there are some true advocates on this committee, but I only have 3 minutes, so please understand the public does appreciate what you are doing. I'm available to speak to you anytime. Now I'd like to address just a few of the committee members who have conflicts of interest so egregious that it's almost laughable to me that you could claim to be negotiating in good faith to protect students. One of you works for ACCSC, an accrediting body that has a documented track record of poor oversight capabilities. ACCSC has in the past allowed known bad actors to maintain accreditation, in some cases for more than a decade before finally shutting them down, including schools owned by the company that caused me to file my borrower's defense claim in the first place. One committee member worked for a company called Education Corporation of America for nearly a decade. ECA was a for-profit education company that couldn't hold up to the scrutiny of gainful employment, and in 2018, they closed 70 of their campuses literally under the cover of night, leaving 19,000 students out in the cold with no answers, mountains of debt, and uncertain futures. Another member of this committee was also a head NEGREG negotiator under Betsy DeVos when the decision was made to scrap the gainful employment rule, which had been one of the best protections available to protect students against fraud. It is important to note that 98% of schools who failed the standards of gainful employment were for-profit schools and whose former students make up the overwhelming bulk of BDTR applications. This committee member actually owns and operates their very own for-profit school. Jessica Berry, based on your votes and your comments so far, you should have shown yourself to be a self-serving shill, and you do not deserve a place on this committee that will write rules specifically to protect students from people like you. Like the more than 150,000 class members of Sweet v. DeVos, I've been waiting more than 5 years for a lawful decision on the merits of my claim. The judge in my case has described the situation as disturbingly Kafkaesque and has said that students may have already suffered irreparable harm. His words are not hyperbole. I have literally had class members who I have never met reach out to me and tell me they were considering suicide because of this inescapable debt. I have to talk strangers off suicide off a cliff. Yet here we are today. Hundreds of thousands of BDTR applicants have been shut out of the rulemaking process in favor of shark-suited for-profit lackeys and bankers, foxes guarding the henhouse. DOE, in summation, your job is to protect students, not to welcome education profiteers to the table. You have let us down, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. BDTR deserves a vote.